Welcome in, everybody, to another live episode of The Undefeated. Guys, Nebraska's head coach gets fired.
Of course.
Arkansas's head coach gets fired.
Man.
Florida's head coach is gone, which now they got a new head coach. UCLA's coach got fired. They got a new head coach. Tennessee's head coach is fired. They are still searching, and they're just searching badly right now. They're desperate.
Yes, they are.
You just got teams that, to me, are trying to be like Nick Saban.
They are. They're desperate to get on top.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a smart thing. But should we just start out Nebraska? What you guys? You guys want to start out Nebraska?
Might as well just get the quickest situation out of the way.
This would be the longest discussion right here. Because obviously right now, guys, Nebraska, the obvious choice is to go to Scott Frost.
Yeah.
Scott Frost played here back in 97, 98.
Yep.
And he's obviously an alumni. He was an assistant at Oregon. Now he's a head coach at UCF. Took UCF from 0-12 to 11-0 right now. Could be 12-0.
Yeah.
Could go to a New Year's Six bowl.
Well, his family is here too.
Yeah.
In Wood River. So I mean, so all of it is, they want him to come here.
All the signs are pointing for him to come back to Lincoln.
Yeah, Frosty. Looking at all this. There's a whole bunch of memes out there.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why they want him to come. I mean, and his record has been really impressive. At Oregon as an assistant and here as a head coach for UCF. So.
Let me tell you who I think we should go after, and that guy is not Scott Frost. First guy on my list, Kevin Sumlin. Number one guy to go after.
I agree. I like that.
Number one guy.
I like that. If we can't get Scott Frost, that's a guy that
To me,
you said number one, right?
Yeah, number one guy is Kevin Sumlin. And
Whoa.
Scott Frost can make your fan base happy, but you turn an 0-12 UCF team to an 11-0 in what conference?
Yeah.
That conference. Kevin Sumlin, SEC conference. Obviously going from Big Ten. Brett Bill, I'm going to show you cannot go from Big Ten to SEC. Guarantee you can go from SEC to Big Ten.
Uh-huh.
And Kevin Sumlin graduated from Purdue as a linebacker. Kevin Sumlin knows all about the Big Ten, you guys. He was 51-25 in 6 seasons at Texas A&M. That's not bad. After Texas A&M, once he got there, they transferred to the SEC. So you had to go from Big 12 to SEC. That's a bad defensive conference to the best defensive conference. And to me, they just fired Kevin Sumlin because they want to be like Bama or Texas. They expect championships. You're Texas A&M. You're not going to do that right now.
Exactly.
He led the Aggies to a top 5 finish in 2012 when they had Johnny Manziel. He can recruit quarterbacks.
Yep.
We know that. He's beaten schools like Bama, like LSU, like Georgia. That's exactly what Nebraska wants to do. He has consecutive seasons 8-5. Obviously, that's not Texas A&M's way, but he's in the SEC. He's Texas A&M. You're playing Bama. You're playing LSU. Nebraska's not.
Yeah.
He comes to Nebraska. I feel like he could lead us to a 3-loss or a 2-loss season.
You know what
See, I'm making you lean towards Kevin Sumlin now.
Well, the thing about it is when the news broke out that Kevin Sumlin was fired, I was like, okay, if we can't get Scott Frost for some reason, I say that's a guy that we needed to look at.
Yeah.
That's definitely a guy that we need to look at, and I'll be happy with that choice. As being a Husker fan, I would not mind that. I would not mind. I mean, obviously. Kevin Sumlin is a name that we need. Not Brett Billman. I'm sorry, I believe. Not Brett.
It would just be the same.
I honestly,
even though he has head coaching experience in the Big Ten, and he did do fairly well with Wisconsin. I'm sorry, no. Paul Chris. That's why they go together. He's a lot better coach.
However, though, Brett Bielema to me is I would say I would like Scott Frost over him, but then again, I don't know. Honestly, I think Nebraska would kind of be leaning towards Brett Bielema a little bit here because he did coach Wisconsin to 3 Big Ten titles. That's multiple consecutive winning seasons. And that was just, he went to Arkansas to a lower level school in the SEC, and it went, the Big Ten compared to the SEC, it's totally different, you guys. You guys know, unless you're Ohio State, then okay, you're up there with the SEC level, but That's about the only team you can think of that's up there at that SEC level. And Brett Bielema, he's been in the Big Ten. He knows all about the Big Ten. He knows how to win in the Big Ten. I think he could bring that here. I think he'd be lost better the way he did at Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think actually I do agree with you that Brett Bielema would be a step ahead of Scott Frost, only because, like you said, he has experience already in the Big Ten and also SEC. Even though he went 4-8, SEC's obviously tougher than I think they're in the American Conference. I don't know. I don't know what their conference is. I think it's the American Conference, but they don't play anybody.
The only thing, because I like Scott Frost a lot, but the only thing I am concerned with is, has he won at a big school? Like as with Nebraska and with, like a Big Ten or the SEC. You have to look at that. You can't just go with your heart, because a lot of the fans, they just go with their heart, but they're not thinking with their mind. And that's the thing we're going to do. We're going to make, if we don't really think this out, we're going to make another mistake. So I do like Scott Frost. Don't get me wrong. I think he has tremendous upside, but we have to probably look at a coach that has a little bit more experience in the big conferences.
Yeah, just because something works with USF doesn't.
He said, "We're gonna give him a time."
Just because something works with his team now doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work with Nebraska in the Big Ten. So I don't know. I think like you said, they're just getting in their feelings. Everything, all the signs are pointing for him to come back here. I don't think it's a smart move to rush into something that it's not going to work out for everybody. Yeah. And if you really think about it, he's probably used to Florida weather, so I don't think he really wants to come back.
Scott Frost has now turned into a spread offense type guy. Because when you're at Oregon, you're behind Chip Kelly, and you're behind Chip Kelly, the guy who stepped in for Chip Kelly. You get used to that spread offense. You take it out of UCF. You get used to that. That's why UCF is such a high-powered offense in that conference. That's not going to work here.
No.
It's not going to work in the Big Ten.
No, it's not.
It's not going to work. So that's another thing I'm afraid of. I'm just so leery of Scott Frost and where he's been coaching, who he's been behind, with his style of offense, and just who he's had to go up against. That is why Kevin Sumlin's my number one guy. Yeah. I don't know how Nebraska fans would handle him coming here, but to me, he's our best option. He's our best option.
Hey, I mean,
and obviously Matt Campbell's no more no-go. He just signed an extension. Obviously, we wouldn't have wanted him anyway because we already got to pay off $16 million, and it would have been $9 million buyout. But
another name that's been kind of floating out there is Navy's coach.
He's my third option.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'll let you talk
Navy's
first.
Coach. If you want to go to a triple option threat, it can work.
It's gonna work here,
guys. It can work. I mean, it worked for us for how many years? I mean, and it's got us three national titles, and so I mean, it can work if it's executed correctly. You have to recruit good offensive linemen, and if you want to, and we have to be physical on defense. But good offensive linemen and very good running backs, and maybe a dual threat quarterback.
Can you guys help me pronounce the Navy's head coach? Ken Neomontalolo? He's my third option. Who I think he's tremendous. Nebraska, we can run the football. Run the option. Let him take over. He's led Navy. Just think Navy. To 8-5 to constant seasons. He even had a season 2 years ago, 11-2. He's constantly been consistent with that football team. I think if he came here, he'd be even better.
Even Georgia Tech runs a similar style of offense, that triple option, and they have been relatively successful over the years. I mean, they even had 1 year where they had Calvin Johnson. So I'm just saying. I mean, it can work. It can work. I just feel that we need to start looking at coaches that have had success at their system and for at least about 5 or more years. And have had
winning seasons
and quick turnarounds as well. So, I mean, that's what we need here in Nebraska.
Brent Venables would not be a bad option.
Hey, he knows defense.
Yes.
That guy, he did it with Oklahoma. He was Oklahoma's defense coordinator. And currently,
Clemson, who's the lights out? Who do you think?
very good.
For a head coach for
Yeah.
Nebraska. Charlie Strong. No, it's fine.
Charles Strong, it could be a day that pops up.
Anything right now would be a better option than what
Lane Kiffin doesn't seem like too bad of a head coach to come here. I don't know how well his philosophy would work, but anybody's better than Mike Riley, really. Anything's better than 4-8. So
the guys that I really would not want is like a Mike Leach.
Don't be surprised if the name starts popping up.
Oh God.
We have a Washington State AD.
I
Mike
know,
Leach is
man.
out there to be vulnerable, to be taken.
I know, man. I'm just like,
I don't
will
want
the
him.
spread offense work? Not with this current roster.
yeah, I was gonna say you need whole new recruits.
Hey, let
You
me
need
be
a
honest with
whole
you.
new roster.
Yeah.
Nebraska, you want football back? Guess you got to make students' tuition go up because Jimbo Fisher's out there.
You got to go out there and get it. If we get a Jimbo Fisher,
We'll be back to the national titles.
yeah, buddy.
Jimbo Fisher comes here, man.
Da, 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 da.
Everything. Ticket prices are going up.
Yeah.
Ticket prices are going up. Parking meters are going up.
Dude.
Everything's going up.
Oh my gosh.
But in reality, who I think we're going to end up with is Scott Frost. Who do I want us to end up with? Kevin Sumlin. And who I would not be surprised if we end up, who's just going to be a shot in the dark, honestly, for us, is Brett Bielema.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Scott Frost is our first option, or who they're trying to go after first. But if they cannot get Scott Frost for some reason, if he turns it down, we've got to get Kevin Sumlin.
Oh, yeah. The only other school I was looking at was Arizona State. Arizona State or Nebraska? Wait, choose Nebraska.
I know, like, oh yeah.
I don't know. You might choose Arizona State.
I know,
Well,
right?
they for the ladies, but
Oh man.
or just being warm.
Yeah.
He's used to Texas weather all the time.
Oh man, wouldn't that be? Oh, and here's the thing. I don't want to bring this up, but it would be kind of cool to have a brother on the sideline.
That's what I was telling Thomas. I was telling Matt.
Me and
That'll
him
be
were
like
talking
the
about
first.
that.
That'll be the first for Nebraska.
Me and him were talking on this offset. That's what I mentioned earlier. Is how would Nebraska fans react to him coming here because we've never had that. We've never had that.
I told him I don't think it would be more of the fans. I think it'd be more of the boosters, like the people who've been around the organization for a long time.
Yeah.
That would probably like look at it a little funny. Not like that, but it's like they're just like they're not used to the difference just yet.
Yeah, but boy, oh boy.
That'd be
I
crazy.
mean, but he can
Lot
coach his
more
head
recruits.
off though.
He's a great coach.
He's a great coach and stuff.
He can bring recruits from Texas. I guarantee you.
We get a lot more recruits.
At this point,
Lot
I
more
don't even care if
speed.
he's from Pluto or something. He can get us. But anyway, it would be a change, for Nebraska.
Huge change.
A
Yeah.
huge change. So
Okay, so let's go around one more time so everybody knows. Who are we getting, you think?
Scott Frost,
Who do you want?
Kevin Sumlin.
Same thing. I think we get Scott Frost. I want Kevin Sumlin.
All right, we're getting Brett Bielema. Everybody wants Scott Frost.
I'm not even joking.
Watch. Nobody wants to come here. Brett Bielema needs a job.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Brett Bielema's. I think Brett Bielema's seriously in Bill Moose's top 3 because he coached in the Big Ten.
Oh man, I don't.
breaking news: Nebraska's head coach Brett Bielema
I
signed
don't
a
know.
7-year deal.
If that happens,
That happens. There's going to be like 20 people in the stands.
I'll tell you what,
You know
he will. I'm going to just tell you this: Brent Bielema, he will win games for us.
He'll win the games that we need to win, but lose the games that.
Yeah, it'll be just like a Boltolini type of thing, without the cussing and all that.
We're gonna Nebraska's just. I don't know. I think we're gonna find out who we're getting within this week because all these coaches are gonna get snagged up sooner or later. Scott Frost gonna be the other guy left, and I think that's ultimately what's gonna happen. We're gonna wait too long. Kevin Sumlin's. He's going to get a big offer from Arizona State. They already fired their head coach. He's going to get a big offer from there. I guarantee he's going to take it.
You know what would be actually another head coach for Nebraska to have?
John Gruden. Oh.
He said John Gruden.
I can't think of his name, but Iowa State's head coach.
Mary's just signed that extension.
Oh, damn.
So,
Oops.
Iowa State's
Man.
smart for that.
Yeah, they're really smart.
They scooped him up.
Yeah.
But I also, too, if I'm, I don't know if he's available or not, and he probably is not, but I like Troy's head coach.
Yeah, he
Neil
is
Brown.
available. Yeah, he is available.
Neil Brown, I don't
Uh-huh,
think he was
but-
on your list,
no,
but
he's
Neil
available.
Brown,
There's
tremendous
about
head
50
coach.
out there.
Yeah, tremendous head coach. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be sad if we got him. I mean, because Troy is like top 10 in defense right this year.
Yeah.
Nobody's really paying
beat
attention.
LSU at home.
A guy that's a sleeper that might pop up is Kyle Whittingham from Utah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
He's tremendous at coaching the run.
Yeah.
So and I think that's what Nebraska kind of wants.
And the Pac-12 produces speed, so that would help out Nebraska a lot.
And Nebraska likes the Pac-12.
If I'm Nebraska, you got 6 guys, and you really need to kind of just bring former players in, and just kind of talk about this, and not just think with your heart, but also bring your mind in it and look at people's, look at the record, look at the conferences that these coaches were successful in, or not successful.
Yeah.
Because it will really help you. I mean, and we'll remember this conversation.
If you're in
For years
Nebraska,
to come, because if we get Scott Frost and it doesn't work out, we can always say, oh, well, you know what, we should have gotten Kevin Sumlin, or we could have gotten.
And that's the thing
Kyle
is,
Willingham.
we can't go with our hearts like you said, because you go with your hearts, but if Scott Frost can't recruit here.
Yeah.
We got to look at their overall record throughout their entire career. You got to look at how they recruit, where they're recruiting.
Yeah.
And honestly, for Nebraska, our best recruiting big land spot is in Texas.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the only thing Scott Frost really has is his location where he's at, Florida. Florida actually pretty good spot for recruiting too. But yeah, I feel like Kevin Sullivan would be a better choice because obviously he's in the harder conference and a better conference, easy. So.
And plus, he's at Texas A&M, and he, like you said, Kevin Sullivan can recruit in Texas, and you got Johnny Manziel and all these guys. So I'm just saying, we got to look. We got to really start thinking with our heads and not just with our hearts.
yeah. That sums it up.
How about Jim Moore?
No.
You're like, no.
No.
All right.
But over the weekend, we had Chip Kelly. He took the job at UCLA. Real quick, do you guys think he's going to do well? He basically stayed home. He wanted to stay out west.
I think, yeah. Chip Kelly is probably one of the top coaches in college. He didn't do good in the pro.
Oh, no.
Not at all.
It was.
He tried to take college to NFL, and that does not
And
work.
it worked for a little bit, but people,
Worked
a
for
lot
2
of it-
games.
He ruined DeMarco Murray's prime years.
Yep, he did. So that did not work out, but he's a tremendous college coach, and he's going to get UCLA back to where they need to be.
See, honestly, I don't think he's going to do so well. I think he's going to be like a Jim Harbaugh. Like right now, that's what I think. Because he's a good coach, but he was good 5 years ago with Oregon. Oregon had really talented players. I just don't think UCLA is going to be able to do that.
I think UCLA, I think they have a 3-loss season. I think they do all right. They're there. They're relevant. That's what he's going to keep them.
See, I say 7-5.
You say 7-5?
Yeah.
I said 8-3.
Wow, you said 8-3?
I don't know why they went to 11 games.
Well, 11 games
I
regular
say-
season. You're putting them in a bowl game.
Yeah.
I guess I'll be a
Yeah,
5 bowl game.
8-3 sounds good. I mean, because I just think 7. Put him in the bowl game.
They just let 8-3 lose the bowl game.
But
but they don't go in the column at all.
But I like that. It is an upgrade from Jim Moore.
Yeah.
Jim Moore wasted Josh Rosen. He just wasted
Josh Rosen going to the draft though.
Yeah,
1-2 pick.
Yeah. I mean, but he wasted those years, as his quarterback. Just like, man, they could have did so much more.
Yeah, I know.
With the offense.
Totally agree.
But anyway, man.
Dan Mullen, he just agreed to become the next Florida head coach today. I did not see this coming, to be honest with you guys. I just didn't see it coming this soon, but he did coach there during the Tim Tebow era. He was just the assistant to Urban Meyer, and so he does know the fan base. He knows what it takes to win there. So honestly, in my eyes, I think Florida's in good hands with Dan Mullen. I love Dan Mullen. I wish Nebraska would have went after him, but
I think Dan Mullen was probably one of the top 5 coaches in the country.
5.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could agree with 5, but yeah, top 10. Yeah,
Easily top 5. Yeah, 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
But top 5 for me because the guy. Mississippi State. I mean, he's always had Mississippi State
Relevant.
competitive and
Mhm.
relevant. I mean, and he always does a lot with a little. But just think, he'll have Florida where he can get all the recruits. You know, like, and I mean, Florida is going to be back on top in the next couple years. You're going to look at Florida and be like, man, these guys.
Yeah, first thing Dan Mullins does when he gets to Florida, benches Malik Zaire.
Oh, man.
But
Thank God. You know, but yeah, you know, Florida will be back in about a couple of years.
yeah, did you guys hear about the Greg? I can't think of his name. Greg Schiano situation in Tennessee.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to him.
Yeah, I mean, we can move on to Tennessee right now because I mean, Dan Mullen, we all agree he's gonna do tremendous.
Oh man, Dan.
He's right in the recruiting.
I think Florida. We talk about Miami football back. Florida football is back.
It's gonna be all over because when Florida State gets back, DeAndre Francois next week. But they could be losing their head coach, which we'll be talking about that right after Tennessee.
Woo.
But we're going to move on to Tennessee because he brought up Greg Schiano. So they don't get John Gruden. They don't like the idea of Greg Schiano because for some reason his name is in the case of rape with Jerry Sandusky, and he had nothing to do with it. He was nowhere around it.
Yeah, but the fans apparently think he covered it up for some reason.
Yeah, exactly. And so Tennessee was like, well, we're not going to.
And do you guys know when he was coach of Rutgers, that guy that got paralyzed back in 2007, I believe?
Yeah, I remember.
What did he do? He went to that guy's house once a week for a year to visit that guy. You really think this guy, Greg Schiano, is part of this rape case? No. I don't get what fans are. I don't get what Tennessee fans are seeing. I don't get what their president saw. I don't understand what Tennessee. It's just a disgrace to Tennessee as a university.
You have a chance to get a great defensive coordinator as a head coach, and then you protest against him when your team's already really at the lower scale of the SEC now.
Exactly.
And then you have the opportunity to be great again, and then you just basically just shoot yourself in the foot.
So now who do you get? Who do you go after if you're
honestly?
No one.
You're Tennessee. You're not going to get anybody good now.
Yeah.
After what all these coaches have just seen and what turmoil Tennessee puts a coach through, because obviously it's a big time school. They expect a lot because of what they have with Peyton Manning at the time.
Yep.
All these good players that have been there. So who do I think they get at best? Willie Taggart.
Well, you know, he said Willie Taggart.
I mean,
he's not bad.
Wait a minute, but didn't he take the Oregon job recently?
Yes, 2 years ago. So he's in his second year at Oregon right now. I think he goes to Tennessee. That's what I think Tennessee gets. Willie Taggart. If Jimbo Fisher leaves Florida State, it's already said Willie Taggart's going to Florida State. Because Willie Taggart was going to take the Florida job before they got Dan Bolin. So Willie Taggart's going to go to Florida State. But if Jimbo Fisher does not leave, I think Willie Taggart goes to Tennessee.
Well, Jimbo Fisher could go to Tennessee.
No,
I mean, I doubt it.
No, Jimbo Fisher's not doing that. Jimbo Fisher, I think, is going to A&M, which we're going to speak about. But yeah, I think
that would be crazy.
Tennessee even has Jason Witten to be their head coach.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I read that on the storyline. Are you serious? He's in the middle of a football season for fighting for playoffs. Hey, Jason, you want to come coach Tennessee?
When I Manny might be available.
Oh man, then they'd be good. I saw that when they said Jason Ritten. I was like, I looked at it, I was like, wait, Jason Ritten? I thought that he was a tight end. But man, hey, you never know.
Willie Taggart, I don't know. He just hasn't done anything spectacular with Oregon right now.
I don't think he'd fit in there, honestly.
A big name that honestly could fit Tennessee, though, is Brent Venables.
Yeah, and consider their defensive woes gone when he comes in there. I mean, because he will teach technique, and he will get that defense back into where.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But I don't know. I mean, it's just, Tennessee, they just know
how to ruin reputations.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of Tennessee, Butch Jones, where does he go from here? I mean,
Butch Jones, where does he go? Honestly, because coaches are leaving, Purdue or Duke. Purdue or Duke.
Really?
Yes, I think David Cutcliffe from Duke, I think, is going to get a different head coaching job. He's done great with Duke. He's kept him relevant. I think Butch Jones could be headed there because honestly, he's not a bad coach. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not horrible, and he just needs to be on an average football team.
I agree.
See, if you ask me, I kind of feel bad for coaches nowadays because 8-5, 9-3, that doesn't cut it anymore. Like that doesn't cut it. It's like, what more do you want from me?
Yeah.
It's honestly unfair. Like you can't compare anybody to Nick Saban. It's not fair.
It's like apples to oranges.
Yeah, you
Can't compare it. Oranges are lots better than apples. You can't compare it.
Well, you make a good point. It's just that, long gone are the days where, you keep a head coach for 10, 15, 20 years. But like Kirk Ferentz, for example, for Iowa, he's been there for years.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, but the Iowa fan base, they're patient.
Very patient.
Yeah, they're just patient. They understand that there's up and down years. And you got some of these other ones, like what you were saying, what we were saying at the beginning of this podcast was everybody's trying to beat Bama. Everybody's trying to be like Bama. Everybody's trying to. That's Bama has set the standard so high. Everybody's chasing them, and the pressure is mounted up each year.
Do you guys think Greg Schiano gets another chance of getting another head coaching job?
Honestly, no. I think he probably got scarred a little bit because I feel like people only pay attention to the media and they're only gonna right there with being accused of child rape. He's covering up. He's automatically written off. And honestly, in most fans' eyes and schools' eyes, if he tries to go anywhere else, it'll be another petition or something.
I agree. I mean, I think Greg Schiano is pretty much done. I mean, anybody that's been, I know Penn State has been
Demonized for that.
Yeah, they've moved on. I mean, they don't even mention Paternal's name. They don't even mention Jerry Sandusky's name. Anybody that is associated with those guys, pretty much blacklisted.
I think Greg Schiano does get a job.
Ooh, okay.
I like Greg Schiano at Memphis. I think he takes a lower school job. I think he goes to Memphis. Memphis is a high-powered offense. You just work on that defense. I like Greg Schiano at a lower school. Something not like Tennessee. A school like Memphis it's not going to be so focused on that like Tennessee because Tennessee's so big time. They expect high class. Oh, John Gruden, he's so good.
Yeah.
Who's to say John Gruden do good at your university? So, I don't know. I think he does find a job. But speaking of the Memphis head coach, Arkansas needs to find a head coach. Gus Malzahn, the Auburn head coach, I have no idea how Auburn's even wanting to let him go. But I guess if he does win a national title, he could get a big extension. But even if you let him go, he's going to go to Arkansas because that's his hometown. Everybody likes him. But if that falls through, I think Arkansas gets Mike Leach from Washington State. That's the number one name. And then, or I think they get Mike Norvell from Memphis.
Mike Norvell's good. I mean, he's a good coach.
See, if you ask me, Auburn has to be probably one of the dumbest schools. I'm sorry. You beat Georgia, you beat Bama, and you're still on the hot seat. Who do you got to beat now? You won a national championship. I'm pretty sure.
Beat Clemson, I guess.
Yeah, you got to beat. Sorry, you lost to Clemson. You're not good.
Shame on Auburn if they let him go.
I just don't know who they'd get if they let him go.
Shame on Auburn if they let him go because if he goes to Arkansas is going to be a really good team.
Oh, yeah. What coach in today's football can say they beat two number one teams in the same season?
Yeah.
So.
And I know your dad would love that.
Boy. Oh yeah, he'd love it.
Ooh, Pig Suey.
Yeah, there'd only be two head coaches' names out there that I think they would be able to grab, and that would be Jimbo Fisher and Scott Frost. That Auburn could grab. That would be relevant to what Gus Malzahn has done. So if you're Auburn, you gotta sign him to an extension at the end of the season. But I think Arkansas is gonna get is Mike Norvell.
Wow.
We could just start some fake news and say Dabo Swinney's leaving too.
Yeah.
Just quick, real quick.
Man, he's a good coach, boy.
A&M, who's going there? Jimbo Fisher is attracted to this job, you guys. He has thought about leaving Florida State. He thought about leaving them last year to go to LSU. And now A&M has all the money to give to him. They have the big dollars there. All they need to do is just give him the money.
Sign the check, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, Jimbo Fisher. I wouldn't be surprised if A&M gets him. I mean, you know,
It'd honestly be stupid on A&M's part not to go after him.
Yeah,
You have the money. He's a good coach.
yeah.
Put 2 and 2 together, and you got yourself a head coach.
Heck yeah. That's
Oh,
right.
yeah, there's Texas A&M Stadium, the 12th.
12th man be really there.
Oh,
Boy, it'd
man.
be like the 13th man.
I think they won. They named it like the third hardest stadium to play in. So
Woo! Yeah,
it'd be really hard with Jimbo.
13th man.
yeah. And Jimbo, he recruits well, and oh man,
He's right there in Texas. You go from Florida to Texas recruiting. Wow, that's pretty much the same thing.
wow, yeah.
Yeah, and
no
you can
doubt.
just take some recruits from Florida, and then you already got the freaking best recruits ever for some reason out of Florida, out of Texas.
I
So
know it's so. Ooh boy,
man.
Ooh boy.
I hope that
That's
doesn't
a-
happen.
that's a
It's
good
good
situation.
challenge a lot of teams.
So you say Jeff Brom is going to be leaving Purdue, right? You think so?
He has the option. If someone wants him, he can leave.
Yeah, because he's a heck of a. He's actually done really well for Purdue.
Yeah, challenged Michigan actually.
I mean,
Yes,
almost
earlier
beat
this
us, challenged Michigan, beat Iowa at their house. That defense.
Real quick,
Yeah,
That defense we got.
who's the best coach available?
Jimbo Fisher.
Okay, well,
Okay.
disregard
Okay.
Jimbo and Gus Malzahn because they're technically
How
still
am
on
I
there.
to say?
They're technically still on their team, so disregard those two. But who that's available? So like Scott Frost is available because all teams are running, but not all teams can get Gus Malzahn and Jimbo Fisher. Jimbo Fisher is only A&M. Gus Malzahn is only Arkansas. Otherwise, they're staying at their teams. So who's the best available for anybody to get?
Well, right now, I won't say Scott Frost because I don't know, but he is probably going to go to Nebraska, and that's fine. I mean, I don't mind him here. It's just that I just think right now who's the better coach available? There's a
Gary Kubiak.
man. Well, I'm saying.
Gary
He said
Kubiak.
Gary Kubiak. I'm gonna say best available Kevin Sumlin.
I was thinking that too. And Navy's head coach, honestly.
Yeah, Kyle Willingham. He's really good.
Oh, I love Kyle Whittingham. He has that mean look on him too.
Oh yeah. He said Gary Kubiak.
I think Navy's head coach is up there too for best available.
You know, no one's mentioned Manny Diaz. That Miami defense coordinator. Is there a reason you guys so hard about Miami this season? Why is his name not on Miami?
Yeah, but the thing about it is,
I got to throw you guys all under the bus real quick.
oh man, yeah. Well,
See, there's not really too much defensive coordinator success stories as a head coach
Yeah.
besides Nick Saban. But
I know, because a good example of that is the 5-7
Yeah.
Pitt Panthers and them. You know, they went out and chose who was it, Pat Narduzzi. Has not gone well.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's why I like Brent Venables as the defensive coordinator, and I like Manny Diaz as the defense coordinator, but they really don't go on to be good head coaches.
Yeah. So
You got Kevin Sumlin and Kyle Whittingham as best coaches?
and I
Probably.
I have Kevin Sutherland and Navy's head coach. I can't pronounce his last name. So
Ken.
Kalalolo.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be
Those three.
those three. Yep.
Yeah, see, I got Kevin Sumlin, number 1, Kyle Whittingham, number 2, and Ken. Davies head coach. I like Charlie Strong's head coach. It's just at a big time. He can have success at big time school. It's just for him it takes so long to get turned around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Honestly-
otherwise he is a good head coach.
honestly, it's probably the recruits. Like in college, me and Hal also were talking about offset. In college, it's the recruits that make the team good, and then NFL is the coaches. That's how I feel. I feel like if you have a good recruits, you can be an okay coach. You just got to have the recruits. It's about location. So
I just can't believe. You know what really makes me mad was I think it was 3 years ago. I think it was 2015 or no 2014 or 2015 or something when Mike or I don't know I'm like but it was we had a chance to get
2015
yeah 2015 we had a chance to get Gary Anderson from TCU here at Nebraska. But we went and just went off in left field and got some coach that we didn't even hear of.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't think Bill Moose is going to do that this year. I mean, he's going to make a good. He's going to make.
So Scott Frost number 4 on your guys' list? Yeah, he'd probably be my number 4.
Yeah,
That's
you know
good
what?
out there.
You know, yeah. Just because of his experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that he's a bad coach. I mean, I think he's doing really impressive things at UCF. But as far as experience and being in a top program, especially what you need right now, because there's some good coaches in the Big Ten.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you ask me, Scott Frost coming here is not a good move for himself because we don't have the recruits. Like I said, we're a broken program, so it's not going to look good. Like because he's going to honestly, whatever coach comes here, unless obviously it's a high name coach. I honestly feel like they're not going to have a great season unless they just somehow convince every 5-star recruit there is to come here.
Yeah, and that's why and you're absolutely right. Kevin Sumlin can teach you. He can take a program from the ground up and teach you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for teachers as well. I'm not looking for somebody that can just come and here plug and play. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you got the speed, go on the go route. No,
Yeah.
you need to because we have a lot of other issues. We have academic issues that we need to
Yeah.
resolve.
Yeah.
We have
I
other
totally agree.
disciplinary issues that we need to resolve. A lot of these different things, and plus a hurt fan base. So we really need somebody that's level.
Yeah, we need somebody that could come in the
Who's a
program,
teacher.
change the whole program, not just the play of the game.
Absolutely.
Who's the most underrated head coach that could get a job? You mentioned Troy's head coach. I like Mike Norvell as the most underrated coach to get a big time job.
Yeah, that's why I said Neil Brown. He's just Troy's defense is incredible right now, and they're playing at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they played at a high level for a few years now, and that's the thing. I mean, you have to credit him too.
Man, honestly, I don't even know. I'm just looking at the list. So I'm just like, Colorado's head coach seems pretty underrated to me.
He has not done a bad job.
No, he
Mike
hasn't.
McIntyre.
Yeah.
He's produced a really good defense there.
And he's really turned the program around. So I mean, I feel like he's underrated, but I'm pretty sure.
Kubiak, the whole Broncos head coach.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what? Lane Kiffin, that running back on his team is really good. You know, a lot of people have never heard
Thing
of
is,
him.
I still like a Lane Kiffin.
I don't like
it.
I don't like Lane. I just don't. But you know, he is a really good offensive-minded coach. You know, so
agreed.
you know, so.
All right. Well, I mean, we got our coaching carousel talk out of the way. That was a really good discussion, guys. I really enjoyed that, and I guess we'll see if our predictions come true. We'll see who Nebraska grabs. We'll see who all these other schools grab.
All right. Just real quick, before we leave. So you say Nebraska is going to take who?
Scott.
I said Brett Bielema. I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. I know we're laughing, but I am not even joking.
Okay, Texas A&M.
Texas A&M, Jimbo Fisher.
I honestly don't think he's going to go there.
Wow.
I don't know who they're going to get, but I don't think Jimbo's going to go there.
I think they were going to get Jimbo. They're going to open up that wallet.
Jimbo's tired of all the Florida State heat.
Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Tennessee.
That's tough.
Woo!
Jason Ritten. No.
I'm gonna just. Oh man. Willie Taggart probably.
Yep, Willie Taggart. Yep.
Willie Taggart.
Yeah,
Willie Taggart.
I'm just going to have to go with all you guys.
Willie Taggart.
Yeah, Willie Taggart.
All right.
Yeah. So
Arkansas.
Norvell.
Mike Norvell.
Yeah. What do you think, Norvell?
I think, actually, Auburn's head coach, I think he might go.
You think?
Wow, Gus Malzahn? Okay, okay.
You think he's into that contract this?
Yeah, he's going to win the national title and then go to Arkansas.
Win another one.
Oh man.
Probably not, but he wants to be home.
You got our coaching predictions. We want yours. Let us know what you thought of our predictions. Subscribe to our page. Give us a shout out. Follow our Facebook page at Undefeated Sports Talk Show. Talk to you later. 5 minutes. NFL reactions.
Wait, we still got more?